What's up, guys? So I got some parts in today. I'm gonna start this video a little earlier than what I normally would, so there's gonna be some time jump around in here. I ordered some stuff and they showed up right on time. And I just got them in the shop earlier while I was on lunch break. So I'm gonna open up this first box and show you guys what I got. So this first box here, ooh, she's gonna be a doozy. Ooh, buddy. Tell you what. I've had one set of bead locks in the past. I never even physically touched them. Those wheels, I bought them used. They already had the tires mounted on them. I've never touched them. So in this particular instance, I decided I wanted to buy myself a set of Baller Big Boy wheels for once in my life. All these years of having fast cars and drag racing, I've never had a super nice set of wheels. I've always made do with cheap stuff. But man, would you look at those. That's got a knurled lip. The bead lock ring will sit, sandwich the tire with that knurled ring. So that's what we got. I've got these, I've got the front runners, and the tires are already in the back of the truck. I'm gonna get this stuff loaded up. We're gonna take it to a buddy and we're gonna get the stuff mounted. What's up, guys? So today, Angel and Nick are gonna be going down to a semi-local pull apart in Knoxville. They're supposed to be getting an engine for a project car or something of his, and she went with them, and they're gonna go down there and tinker. I'm on call this weekend, so I can't leave town. Kinda sucks. I'd like to have gone. I've never been to a pull apart, so that would have been interesting. But on the other side of that, we are going to be working on the truck today for my brother-in-law. This is an 89 Dodge D150, two-wheel drive long bed. And so this truck here, the bed is obviously off of it. It was off of it whenever I picked it up, so we got to finish putting it on. Him and my stepdad painted it together and everything like that. So they had, plenty of time to get all that stuff done. It's still got some little, things that we're going to touch up, where it's got some cutting compound, I guess, buffing compound on it here and there, which we can take care of all that stuff. We got to find a tailgate for it. I don't know if he ever had one or just didn't. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure some of this stuff out. This truck here needs a bunch of little stuff. Nothing crazy, just some touching up. It's going to need some weather seals and stuff like that. The bench seat in this truck is mint, fresh, crisp. It's not cracky and damaged. I pulled that steering wheel cover off and took the steering wheel nut off. We've got to replace the ignition solenoid. I may have made an oops and lost the key, but I got a new key and a new lock to go in it, and surprisingly you can jiggle it and the new key works in the old lock. Weird, but I don't know where the glove box is. We've got these factory door cards. Light buckets and stuff got to go in there. I got my tools set in there. This truck sounds wicked. It is currently got long tube headers on it, but it is open header. There is nothing on it. Or maybe there is. I thought there was nothing on it. Let's look some more. No, there's really nothing on it. They're open header, but it's ready to build. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing up in the air, and we're going to start looking at stuff like that. There's a lot of little, messy stuff to clean up. Nothing crazy. It's just cleaning it up. This is going to end up being my nephew's first truck or something like that. And so with him driving it, I want this truck to be really cool. You want him to have that cool first car, in high school and stuff like that. We're not going to add any kind of power to it. We don't want it to be any faster, with young kids and stuff like that. Been there, done that. I know how that stuff goes. If he wants to go faster, that's going to be on his own accord later on in life. But we're just going to work on getting all the lights back in it, the trim back on it, get it cleaned up, looking cool, all that stuff. So we're going to start with probably doing some exhaust work first. And I'm going to show y'all a quick clip of what this thing sounds like right now. Open header, this thing sounds absolutely wicked. So What did I do with this key? There she is. Something like that. She is rowdy, bud. Sounds like she's gonna need some tweaking and adjusting. It's got a little bit of a backfire on cold start. Smells really rich, so that's gonna add to the few little things we've got to touch up on it. We're gonna replace the radiator and stuff, hoses. I don't want him driving this thing and then having any kind of leaks or breakdowns or anything like that. And you can see, if the camera doesn't flip on me, there is some sort of a hole or damage right there that's concerning, and it's probably the original radiator in this thing, or at least a really, really old one. Looks like it's got some corrosion on it, so we're gonna go ahead and look at updating that as well. Well, here I am with welding helmet here, so all messed up. I totally ran out of wire. This was a fairly new spool of Hobart gasless flux cord wire. Now I'm completely out, so I'm gonna make a run and go get some more. I'll show you guys what I've got so far and kind of give you an idea of where I want to go with this. I haven't gotten too far. I spent hours earlier, about 3 hours, chasing down all the parts I needed to make all this stuff work, and I think I'm finally there. I've been trying to get everything gathered up and together, so now shouldn't take much longer for me to get this done. The biggest thing is I just still haven't picked up any tips yet, and the bed's not on the truck, so I can't get the exhaust mounted exactly where I want it yet until we get the bed back on it. So the goal for tonight is just to get the exhaust coming out of the, picked up 2 Cherry Bomb resonators, mufflers, whatever you consider them. Picked 2 of those up, so there's going to be 2 on here, and that's hopefully going to bring it down a little bit, but still give it a very nice deep tone and not be overly obnoxious, but it's still going to be kind of loud. But I'll show you guys what I've got together and how I plan on going about it, and then I'm going to go get some wire, and we're going to continue. So as you can see, I bought 2 of these. They're 2 1/4 by 10 inches, or at least that's what they say. I also bought a 2 1/2 by 10 inch, and that thing is nowhere even near the same length. And so I don't know who's measuring these, but they're terrible. We've got, I bought 2 of these. That was the plan, was to put both of them in there that eliminate some vibrations so we don't have any breaking weld points or anything like that. We don't want anything breaking. This is the coupler side that goes to the header with the 3-bolt flange. This is what I'm working on welding up right now. It doesn't look that pretty. Turns out it was because I was running out of wire. It was starting to kind of struggle a little, but once I get it cleaned up and whatnot, it won't look as bad. The idea is to get a new welder. That poor thing there is helpless. She just cannot go low enough to get us where we need to be at. So I cleaned up the tips of these already, the edges, so that we can get them welded on. My idea is, I have this X-pipe laying around. It came off of a S550 Mustang. I'm gonna leave it out. And I'm gonna cut it right here and right here, because this right here is about 2 1/2 inch diameter. This is 2 1/4. But as you can see, there's just so much of a gap between here. I definitely don't want to try to weld that, but if you slip it all the way on, the gap is fairly tight and pretty easy to weld up. So I'm gonna cut that off there, and then back here, I believe I'm gonna cut it right here before this this little bar that ties them together, and then I'm gonna slip probably, this side here is probably going to have the resonators on it. This side here is going to go back to the headers. This X pipe hopefully will give it a really cool tone, coupled with the cherry bombs underneath the truck here. Underneath the truck here, I've got one pipe on already. It is all nice and neat, tucked up right where it should be. Very, very close to this bracket right here. I'm gonna have to modify this bracket just a little bit because these ears are a contact patch. Well, maybe not. It's not hitting now, so that's good. Got that on. That's all already welded up. This will not. I'll have to take this off and weld this back up. I'm gonna have another pipe comes right here off of that header. So then we're gonna have these two here. The X pipe's gonna cross. And then right here where this frame rail is, where these silver brackets are, it's gonna hang down right here. And then we're going to turn these things out as soon as we can. And they're gonna come out like right here on the side of the bed. My plan is to keep them pretty low. All right, final results. So this here is what I was welding with the old wire. It's not perfect. You had to like tack it, otherwise it would just absolutely burn through. So this was also the old wire. Well, this new wire is cheap garbage from the Harbor Freight, but let me tell you what, it has never welded this good before in its life. The old stuff I had was Hobart. This here is, I don't even know. Whatever. I'm gonna look. Vulcan. It's Vulcan brand. This is 030. I'm running 035 in it now, and it works fantastic. This thing has never welded this well before in its life. So a lot happier with it. I can finally start making some improvements with those, and go from there. But we've got basically the mid pipe here already finished up. I'm gonna go ahead and get it mounted back underneath the truck and go from there. All right, it's the next day. Been working on this Dodge pretty much all day yesterday. Gonna try to get the rest of it wrapped up today on the exhaust stuff. So I'll show you guys what all I've got done and what all we've got left and where the plans are for it to end up going. I've got to finish getting the bed mounted to finish it all up entirely. So here is what I've got so far. Kind of comes out and curves a little to give myself some room. Plus I'm using what bends I've already got. She comes out. I got to take it down and finish welding it, but it's going to go right out the side of the bed. So I started to hole saw it, but the hole saw I've got won't cut that kind of metal. I guess it's for wood or something. I'm not sure. It looks like it's a little too aggressive. So I'm going to go pick up a hole saw for that so we can finish that. But I've got to get like little rubber bushings and stuff that go in between the frame and body mounts, bed mounts. That way everything will be settled exactly where it's supposed to be and go ahead and get the bed on the truck for now. But I've got one more hanger here. I'm going to try to tie to this one, and we're going to kind of come up, and we're going to go to this side. We're going to stay to the inside of this one, send it on back, and it's going to come out the side. And then the tips are some I cut off of some 2018 Mustang GT mufflers. It's actually a whole 2018 Mustang exhaust that I've chopped up to make all this, so it doesn't cost us anything and makes it very effective. But we're going to take these tips and we're going to put it on sideways right out the side of the bed. So what you'll end up getting is two of the same exact dual exhaust tips coming out the side. And the truck isn't exactly true duals because I put an X pipe in there, but more or less you're going to be getting basically true duals. And the tips are going to come out the side of the bed like that right there. And then another one about like right there. So that's the plan, is hopefully they look pretty neat coming out the side of the bed like that. Obviously, they ain't going to stick out far like this. They're going to be flush, but I think it'll turn out pretty sweet, especially for what kind of truck this is. It's definitely going to be unique to have something different. My nephew's going to be driving this truck whenever he turns 16, so figure we might as well make something cool out of it while we've got it. But I've got to clean up some stuff. I got to take like these old crappy hangers off. It's got a little bit of rot underneath it. Got to take care of these hangers and stuff. I'm going to ditch the rear bumper, get rid of it, put a roll pan on it, clean it up real nice and neat. I still got to get all the lights and stuff back in the bed and fix up all these wiring harness bugs and hanging down junk. So anyways, I'm going to go pick up a hole saw and get started on this thing. All right, so I got this truck mostly finished. I'm not happy with one of the tips. I kind of wasn't planning on working on this thing some more. I was kind of like, okay, I'm done. Well, I lied. I ended up working several more hours on it. Ended up getting everything else ran for the most part. Got both tips on. And one of them has a little bit more angle than the other. I'm not happy with that. I'd like to lay this further back tip up just a hair. It's not 100% welded. The other one is pretty much, it's committed. That one is not committed. I want to tweak it a little bit more. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and start it and let you guys hear what this thing sounds like. It actually sounds pretty wicked, in my opinion. It's got a very, very racy sound to it. Very aggressive. But I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and get the next project in. So that'll wrap up the video for this thing for now. So there you have it. Thing sounds pretty awesome in my opinion. So I'm really happy to get that thing done. So finally gonna wrap up this video there. I know I've kind of been all over the place on it. You know, the last couple days being on call and everything with work, working 2 jobs and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Spare you the stories, but it's been chaotic, needless to say. So we're gonna finally get this next project in here, and the next video I give you guys is probably gonna be update on the shop truck. So update on the shop truck is coming up. And I'll probably get started on that this week and have it ready for 3 weeks from now. So y'all enjoy yourself. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you guys stick around, tune in for the next videos, and as always, make better choices.